Welcome to the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show. I'm Sojourner, Jill's daughter, and today we're going to be making just a classic mac and cheese.
Grab a plate, 'cause it's the all-free Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show.
So first we're going to start off with the sauce. This is like the easiest meal in the whole world, and I make it a lot because it's easy. I already put everything in the blender cup, so we have about 3/4 of a cup of cashews. And that's kind of something you can change as well, because I usually make it with about half a cup just to, cut down on those calories. But if you really want a creamy mac and cheese, then go for the full 3/4 cup or a cup. And then we also have about 1/4 cup of raisins, about 1/4 cup of white vinegar, which is also something you can adjust to taste. I know my sister likes a much less sharp cheese flavor, and I like it more sharp, so I add more vinegar to it. And then tarragon, which we add just to make it more flavorful, but if you want the classic mac and cheese, just leave that out. And let's see, about half a cup of nutritional yeast and a few tablespoons, about 3 of onion powder. And then I usually just, depending on your blender, just cover the cashew nuts to about 1 to 2 inches above with just filtered water. You could also use almond milk to make it more creamy, but we just use water. And then I'll just put on this little blender blade and just blend it until it's smooth. Okay, so now that our sauce is really creamy and there's no raisin bits, we can just pour it into our mac and cheese. And I forgot to mention, I also added a little bit of Bragg's amino acids, but also, again, if you're not using any salt or you're doing the no salt diet, just leave that out. It'll still taste really good, you just have minus the salty flavor. And I've already cooked 1 bag of gluten-free pasta, and this is the one that we use. Just get it from Whole Foods. It's a gluten-free pasta. Some of us in my house are just kind of gluten intolerant, we don't feel very good. And this pasta, you wouldn't even know it's gluten-free. I've tried every kind that you can try in the store, and this is the only one that doesn't get really mushy. Like, it just holds up like a normal macaroni noodle, and it's rigatoni because it's fancy. So we're just going to add our sauce straight into the pan of already boiled and drained noodles, and we're just going to cook it down until the sauce will thicken a little bit. And this sauce is super simple, so you can always add different things. One thing I like to do, just to make it a little more nutritious, is just add a bunch of spinach into the blender, and you don't taste the spinach at all. It has the exact same flavor as the normal mac and cheese. It just adds a bunch of greens, and then you can say, I ate my greens for the day. And I'm just gonna try some of it here. And another thing you can do that we did for Thanksgiving actually is to bake this. Just put it in a baking dish and pop it in the oven like 365 for probably 10 minutes, and it just turns into more of like that thick baked mac and cheese that is like really, really comfort food. Let's try this. It's really hot. Comfort food. This is one of my favorite recipes of all time. I hope you enjoy this recipe and this helps you with your mac and cheese cravings.